Welcome to the Black American channel of the free and the brave. Black community, come here. Today, and I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be tough. We're going to give white people reparations. That's right. We're going to give white people some long overdue credit for many of the great things they have done to help us out. Yeah, I know. But what about this? But what about that? I'm going to explain all that. You have to be ready to receive this message, though, today. You have to close your eyes, open your ears, and let your brain process things on a highly intellectual level. It's going to be hard for many of you to do. Now, before I get into this video today, guys, give me the HBO special. That's a Help a Brother Out special. Give me a like, subscribe, hype up this video. And of course, leave your comments down in the comment section so we can have a conversation. Without further ado, let's pay some reparations.
Are the worst. White people are all racist. We're oppressing black and brown people. We're destroying the planet. We're all slavers, colonizers, imperialists. Basically, white people have never done a good thing in their entire history. This is what I hear from these people all the time. And it's like, okay, if you hate us so much, if you think we're oppressing you so badly, then leave. You can go back to your own country. You can start your own community away from the people you say are destroying your life, but they never will. And the second I point any of this out, I'm now racist for that. Where's the logic in that? But that's America, the country everyone loves to hate, but refuses to leave.
All right, guys, he said a word right there. And I'm going to build my entire video off that short clip, that short 30-second clip. First things first, let's go down the list of things white people have done positively, okay? Now, some of the things may sound negative overall, but I'm going to explain everything thoroughly. Let me work, let me cook, all right? First things first, slavery. Slavery, that's right. Now, a lot of people think white people invented slavery. No. White people didn't invent slavery. First of all, black people were the first people on the planet. And black people started slavery. That's right, Africans. Guess who sold our ancestors to those white people you hate? That's right, our own ancestors did. They owned us as slaves. I don't even know why I have to give this history lesson now, because this is common knowledge. If you open a book, read a book, it's in there, okay? But if you want to keep something from the Negro, put it in a book, right? Into slavery, sold us into chattel slavery. Now, with that being said, a black man is the one who actually initiated the type of slavery that was instituted in the Americas. A black man, look it up. His name is Anthony Johnson. That's right, look it up. And if you get mad about slavery, get mad at your own ancestors, okay? So with that being said, white people actually slavery. White people did. They died. Tens of thousands of people died to keep our black ass free in the newly founded United States of America, okay? White people ended slavery. You know who still has slavery going on today? That's right, Africa. That's right, Arab countries. That's right, the Middle East. Need I say more about slavery? Let's move on, all right? After slavery, once all that bloodshed occurred, all that white bloodshed occurred to keep us, allow us to be free, they went in and took the life of the first Republican president that freed us, all right? You know who took his life? A Democrat. You know who followed his presidency? A Democrat. Anthony Johnson proceeded after Lincoln, and guess what he did? He went and took back our reparations. That's right. Abraham Lincoln gave each of the 40,000 slaves, each of them 40 acres and a mule. 40 acres. Now, imagine if you had 40 acres of land. And I mean, this was prime land in Southeast America, along the coast of Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. Look it up. Now, and it was from the coast, and it went 30 miles inland. Crazy, right? Democrats came and took it away, right? Because when we talk about white people, we got to differentiate white people. Because just like we like to talk about, we're not a monolith. Guess what? White people are not a monolith either. There are the ones who wanted slavery, the Democrats, and then there was the Republican Party that was established in order to abolish slavery. Huh? Right. Think about it. Are the gears turning yet? Are you giving any flowers to the white folks yet? If not, let's continue. Now, white folks, the Republican Party, I should say, they were the first ones to allow blacks into political office. And of course, the Democrats created the KKK in order to remove us. But we're going to stick to the positive things. All right. And, moving down the line, we got the right to vote. We got civil rights. And out of all that, I know you have some objections, raising your flag like this is, what's that one show where it's like one conservative versus 20 liberals? Jubilee. Like it's Jubilee. Raise your red flags. Just leave your comments down in the comment section. Out of all those things, you're going to have objections. But you know what would be the alternative? Let me tell you about Africa. Africa are actually grateful that you are living in America for. Now, I'm going to tell you this. My dad's from Africa. My dad's from Kenya, right? I have been to Africa. Now, Africa is beautiful, but Africa is not the United States of America. It's just not. It's just not. And they don't have the mentality. They don't have the know-how. They don't even have the IQ in order to maintain certain things. Many things that's actually luxury for us. Because we went through something called the Industrial Revolution in the United States of America. Guess who spearheaded that? White people. That's when they harnessed electricity, which gave us lights, which gave us the light bulb. Because if you guys didn't know, having light bulbs, street lights, this is new to humankind. Fairly new, relatively new. Automobiles, new. Airplanes, new. Cell phones, definitely new. Internet, air conditioning. All your luxuries that you have. Yeah, white people did that. White people did that. And I saw a post recently where somebody said, oh, when you're out and you're hot, don't grab a super soaker because the black man invented the super soaker. Really? That's what we invented. That's what we contributed. Now, let's get down to the nitty gritty because I gave them some flowers here and you're wondering why I'm bootlicking right now. And I'm sure somebody's already called me a, one of those cute little animals that gets into your trash in the backyard and they always walking around with their family. You know, that animal. I don't know if I can say it because they keep on shadow banning my channel, but that animal, that animal, the Samuel L's character on Django, that guy, Uncle Ruckus. Anyway, I gave them their flowers just to say this, guys. Just to say this. All white people are not the same. We live in a day where nobody was a slave. Nobody's grandmother was a slave. Yet it was 160 years ago now. Maybe you can go into great grandmothers or something like that. But guys, that is such a distant past. Nobody was a slave and nobody was a slave owner. You have to understand the white person's perspective. In general, most white people are not racist. Now, people pick up on patterns, but that's not racist because if another group of people wore Pooh Shiesty masks and Nike Tech fleece and hoodies all the time, walking around with switches, with Glocks and things of that nature, and they weren't black, guess what? Pattern recognition would apply to them as well. We think just because we go out looking a certain way, look very threatening, it's just because we're black. No. It's because how you act. It's how you act. And we've gotten to a point where everybody can see what's happening. We see who's committing all the crimes. We see all this, and we've gotten to a certain point where people are sick and tired, and we're ready for Black people to realize that Black people have everything they've been fighting for. And at some point in time, we have to relinquish, we have to shed this victim mindset and get that initiative to go and do better. How do we do that, Black American? Listen, I'm going to tell you right now. For one, like I said, realize white people are not a monolith, just like Black people are not. White people actually love Black people. White people are waiting for Black people to wake up. And all it takes is a switch. It takes a switch. I'm going to speak on personal experience because I had that switch before. I was a victim. I protested. And I saw that our community is a cult, because if you go against the grain, you think independently, or if you think even adjacently, not even completely separated, they will excommunicate you really quickly. We see what's happening with Stephen A. Smith. They will excommunicate you with the quickness, and all of a sudden you're not Black anymore, and you're trying to please white people. Absolutely absurd and insane. There's no thought in that, and it's a very lazy retort to ever speak out loud, and it shows your ignorance and your low IQ. Try harder. Now, just because people bring something to the table and awareness and observation, that does not mean that they are ripping down the community. If anything, I'm trying to build up the community by looking at holes in the community that others may not see. And that's something that we have to do. Self-awareness is key. Once we switch our mindset and realize that maybe if what we've been doing for 60, 70 years isn't working, and it's actually making everything in our community worse, why do we keep doing it? Are we insane? You guys know the definition, or the urban legend definition of insanity, because we keep doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. And we wonder why nothing is getting better, because you have good, honest white people out here that, just like in the video, that are not racist at all. But you go outside and you see a white person, all you can think about is, he doesn't like me. She doesn't like me. Microaggression, racism, prejudice, systematic racism, redlining, slavery. That's all you think about. It's exhausting. Trust me, I know. I've been there. You got a cloud over your head all day, every day. And you can't even go out into the world without thinking that there's a target on your back when there's nothing there. Absolutely nothing there at all. It's a figment of your imagination. And it only takes a generation or two to realize that we need to focus on education to make our people more literate, because we are right now as a 20 to 25% literacy rate upon high school graduates. Embarrassing. And you can't progress in life if you don't have an education. Period. That is one of our main downfalls right there. We need to forget sports altogether. Forget it. Parents need to focus on getting their children educated. Educated. And I mean, we need to get back up to 80, 90% graduation rate and 90% literacy rate, I should say. 20, 25% can read. Yeah, guys, what are we doing? What are we doing? We need to collaborate, because having the hatred and the racism and the prejudice towards white people is not working. You're only pushing them away when we need to be embracing and understanding that there's things that they can do that they do well, but then also there's things that we do and we do well. And we need to come together finally, like MLK wanted. You guys are not upholding what he wanted in his dream at all. At all. White people are holding up their part, and you are going out here and creating this fake facade of racism that's not even there. Prime examples, Nolan Wales. Absolutely no evidence for these white boys to be in fault of doing something nefarious to him. No evidence whatsoever. But once you keep creating these racial undertones, and I see people like Nolan Wales needs justice. What justice? What justice? And you guys are mad at people like Brandon Tatum for just going out there doing honest journalism. All he did was had an interview with these guys, with Nolan's friends. But you are making everything so racial. Even Carmelo Anthony. I knew that Carmelo was getting a long sentence when Metcalf's dad went to the press conference to pray with the family, and they kicked him out. He said he was trying to go in there and ease racial tensions. And black people didn't do anything but flare it up again. Now, I know this video is going to come off odd and weird. You're going to call me all the names. Go ahead and do that. But please, if you have one intellectual brain cell in your cranium, please leave me a comment. Let's talk about this. How can we finally move forward? Because black people have this false sense of racial tension that white people just don't have. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. If we got black people in a room and white people in a room, I guarantee you there would be a difference of beliefs. But I promise you, those differences of beliefs will come and turn around once you actually talk to each other, come to the table and express ideas and how to move forward in a progressive, beneficial way for both races. This is something that we need to have. And another thing I want to say, many black people grow up. Many black people grow up and don't even know white people. They're just spoon-fed what they think white people think of them, when it's not true at all. Not true at all. It's absolutely wild and insane how the propaganda machine of racism keeps racism going strong. Also, the SPLC we just found out the SPLC, their director was arrested for funding January 6th. They funded and coordinated it to create false racism and political unrest. This is an organization that is supposed to be sniffing out race organizations and squashing them, and they're creating more racial tension. Guys, we've progressed so far as a country. We've come a long, long way. We got to realize that things are so different, and have changed rapidly. I think things have changed so rapidly that we, as black people, can't adjust that quickly. We have a slavery hangover, and we need to shake it. Do whatever we need to do to shake it and realize that, hey, maybe I'm being lied to. Maybe racism isn't as serious as I think it is. Maybe they're not following me in this store. Maybe they were just walking this direction. It's exhausting life to live. It's exhausting to live that way. Are you not tired? Do you not want to go outside and have a free conscience? Do you know how good that feels? You don't, because you're not there yet. But I'm here to wake you up. I'm here to get you there. All it takes is for you to change your mentality, change your perspective, and realize white people are no longer your enemy. Once we realize that, I promise you guys, it's going to be kumbaya. It's going to be kumbaya. And I cannot wait for the day I'm going to keep on preaching my word and keep on saying what I got to say, because I know I'm right. That hatred you have in your heart as a black person, that's not godly. That's not righteous. Even if you don't believe in God, that's just not the way to move in order to have a prosperous life, in order to keep positive thoughts in your mind and your brain. You got to shake that. You got to release. You got to let go. Make sure you like, share, hype this video, and give me the HBO special. That's a Help a Brother Out special. And of course, guys, leave your comments down in the comment section, because I definitely want to have a conversation about this topic, because things can be oh so better. This is the Black American channel of the free and the brave.